right, Vivers? Nobody's there yet, but we got a bunch of people over here on Instagram coming in. Got a couple over here. We'll let the audience build up a little bit. But let's see. We got an important topic to talk about tonight. Oh my goodness. Don't leave it. What do you want to talk about tonight, Viv? Viv. Who do we got here? Oh, you got all your toys. All right, awesome. Hey, Stacy. Let's see who else. We got Dex here. We got, how do you say your name? Jobert? Is it Jalbert? Jobert? I don't want to get it wrong. Hopefully I got that right. All right, we got some folks coming in from YouTube. We'll also stream into Facebook right now. Streaming over here on Instagram. We got a couple folks coming in on Instagram. So tonight's going to be exciting because Ruby has a lot of stuff to go over, but we're going to definitely cover a whole bunch of stuff about what happened in the market. So one of the things that happened, well, it's been happening. I mean, the market's been shedding. It's been pulling back, largely due to the tariffs. And, well, the world kind of learning, like, he's not bluffing. Now, yes, is he making exceptions, on some auto stuff, making exceptions on some of the oil and energy stuff, but kind of knew that was coming, right? We didn't think it was going to be, on everything, but there's a lot of interesting things happening. Like I'm surprised the market's held up this long. What do you think, Viv? You surprised the market's held up this long? Oh, some kids. It's going to be a wild night. We're going to have kids here tonight. We're going to have Vivi here tonight. And Paw Patrol will be in the house. Kind of got some more people coming. I don't want to get rolling too fast here into this, but here, I'm going to start off with this. I know it's
Daddy, can I show my toys?
Not yet. We have some other things that we have to go over first, and then you can show your toys and get your toys ready. So I don't know how many of you were paying attention to the markets today, but already the futures are down. But we had quite the sell-off in our stuff. And that sell-off looks like it's going to continue into tomorrow. Look at this. The Nasdaq already down 130 points, and this is futures, folks. Now a lot can change, but this is futures. But what's going to happen is we can kind of see what's going to happen if we start looking at, and I'm just on CNBC. I just pulled it up. Start looking at what's going to happen in Asia, Europe. You can really follow the bonds. So you can see yields are going down on bonds. Well, not here on the Japanese 10-year, but for the most part, bond yields are going down. Oil's probably also falling and going down. Gold, it's kind of hard to say what's going to happen with gold right now. That is falling. And then this was today. S&P 500 futures, recession fears. That's what's going on. All right. So when you really dove into the news and you started looking at it, I mean, this isn't something new. And I bet you they might have even kind of suppressed it a little bit. No, right here. I thought this was interesting. It says the transition period for the economy is likely. There was also some other stuff that was out there today that was kind of telling you a little bit more about what is to come. And unfortunately, I don't really have great news for you.
My toys?
What's here to come? Let me finish what I'm doing, and then you can show your toys. They're here to learn a little bit about money and also then about Paw Patrol, but you can't just jump right in with the Paw Patrol. Right, folks? Like she's got to give Dad a little bit of time to kind of go through and help all of you a little bit understand what's going on in the markets, what's probably going to continue to happen in the markets. I mean, you guys want to talk about that before we go into Paw Patrol, right? Yeah, see, they want to hear a little bit about
Paw Patrol.
They want to hear a little bit about their money and what happened in the markets and what's probably going to continue to happen. But, it's kind of funny. It's like a broken record. I've been talking about this. But let me start real quick, folks, with, what's up, Mark P? Let me start real quick with just a quick story. So I entered as a financial advisor in 2003. Now, if you remember, 2003 was still a big mess from the dot-com crash. Seriously, from the dot-com crash. So we were just kind of coming out of it, not even coming out of it. We were still pretty deep into it. So people were struggling when I first came in, and I heard the war stories. But, at that point, I didn't know securities. I hadn't really gone through all my security licenses, and I haven't really seen it in practice. I always tell people it's one thing, when you got a financial advisor, have they been through a recession? Have they been through multiple recessions? Do they know what to do during those periods of time? Most advisors will sort of just throw their arms up and be like, it's just a paper loss. Well, that isn't the case. It is a paper loss, and it will come back. It might only take you 10 years to get back to where you were, as it was in 2008. Most people in 2008 took anywhere between, the really good ones for 6 years to as long as 10 years just to get their accounts back to where they were before the Great Recession. During the Great Recession, I will tell you, I was deep into the advisory world. I don't remember how much money I was managing, probably tens of millions at that point. We hadn't gotten up into the really big accounts, during that, but that's still a lot. I had a lot of clients. And I remember as the markets started falling and falling and falling and falling, hang on a second, baby. They were falling and falling and falling. And I remember just seeing this, not knowing what to do. We'd already positioned some clients, their accounts, but mostly what we were doing is following the efficient frontier. The repositioning was still like about 60% stock, 40% bond. And those portfolios and the whole efficient frontier, which was that modeling, just got destroyed, got decimated. Not only that, high yield bonds, shot, done. They were down like double digits, which I never thought was going to happen. Even bond accounts were down. We even started getting worried that the money market accounts weren't going to hold. They were going to lose money. Yeah, go get one of your toys. We can start in with some of the toys. So what I'm trying to explain is I remember what that was like. I remember getting up at 4 a.m., watching futures, trying to get a gauge of what the day was going to be. Is the hell going to end? Is the shedding going to end? Well, it kind of feels a little bit like where we're at right now. And where we're at right now is the very early stages of what I think could, and I don't know, and I can't tell you when it's going to happen, but what could be a very, very severe recessionary period. Now, again, there's other people who would say, it's not going to be. But you know what? Let me just show you some things here. If I can get my computer to pull this up, and I'll kind of show you why I think this. Because it's not just the trends, it's not just the cycles, which I talk about all the time, but a lot of people don't want to see that. But let me show you the simplest way you will kind of see what's about to happen. Yep, you got Chase there. Well, I'm showing them a chart here real quick. So what I want to do is I want you to look at this. All right, you see this? This is a chart. Now, this is the S&P 500. This is an ETF that tracks the S&P 500. And all I want you to see is I want you to see how fast this went up. Okay, so you can kind of see over here on the chart, and this is not good charting software. I'm sort of just, you got to hang on a second. So, you can barely do anything here. I mean, you got a couple studies, you could display it. Now let's just see. We'll do it like this. There's your candlesticks, which is kind of how I like to look at things. But this is all, but let's just look at 5 years. When you're looking at the markets and you're trying to figure out, okay, what is this going to look like? How am I going to, I'll just do it with lines. It's a little bit easier. How am I going to know where we're going to go? What you really want to do is you want to come over and you want to say, okay, here's where we're at. X marks the spot. Where could we fall to? Well, you see this? So this is terrible. I don't like how this works because it doesn't really give me the ability to draw lines. But all I'm going to try to do is draw a line here and hold this over it. So when you're looking at it, you want to try to find like a floor and a ceiling. And I'm just using the wrong chart. I'm just trying to do this fast. But when we're doing that, we got to find somewhere where if it starts to fall, where's it going to stop? Like kind of like if you jumped off a cliff, if it was a sheer cliff going straight down, well, you would have nowhere to stop. You'd just splatter on the rocks down below. But the stock market, basically you have all these different positions. And how you do it is usually 3, like here, we can probably get 3 right about there, almost right where we're at. You probably have heard it on the news, we're at the correction point, or, this is a pivotal point, this is a correction zone. Well, this is kind of what they're talking about. When we hold here, we can kind of see like these are the little cliffs that we would stop if we fell. because we can look back in time. We can say, okay, where was it? But after that, we got a pretty freaking clear, because we don't have any solid. It was just such a straight line up, literally such a straight line up that I don't know where we would stop. I would say, and I know none of you are going to want to hear this, but right about there is probably the most logical stopping point. After, if it goes any lower than where it's at, we could free fall down to about 460. So let's just talk about that here real quick. If I was to do the calculator, and if you take, we're at 560 minus 480, 560 minus 480, okay? That would be an 80-point fall, an 80-point fall. So if it goes down 80 points, basically what you can tell is that's roughly going to be, so if you're at 560, Vivi, you gotta stop. I can't even focus because I'm not going to let you do these anymore if you can't just let me talk for a little bit. Hey, do me a favor, go let Skyboy in. He wants to come in here. All right, so, all right, now my daughter's telling me no. So 80-point fall. So 560, if it were to go down 80 points, how big of a fall would that be? So what you can do, and I'm just going to do this. So would it be 20%? Is that enough? Nope. So that would only bring it down to, well, actually 20. Yeah. So what would that be? About a 14% fall. 80 divided into 560. Yeah, about a 14% fall. So that's 14% more than where we're at now, give or take. Okay, I'm just doing this quick while my daughter is kicking me in the back. And you can't see that now because I'm showing the screen. But you see, today was only a 2.66% fall. And just to get down to that safety point here, and that's probably not where it's going to stop. It's probably going to go lower than that. But that's 14% more. So what I'm trying to explain, and I'm not doing a great job of it, I'm trying to explain to you and trying to show to you on this chart that there's a long way to go. A long way to go, because it went up so fast, it will fall faster. So we are at a really critical point in the stock market right now. Now, I don't know, maybe tomorrow something happens. Maybe Trump says, hey, I'm not going to put the tariffs on anymore. We're not going to do that. Let me just pause real quick. Vivi, what do you want to show them? You got a Paw Patrol here. What do you got? Show them what you got. All right. Who is that? That's Chase again, right? What is Chase saying about the stock market? Does Chase think that the market, does Chase think that the market's going to fall further?
No.
No. What does Chase think? Is Chase going to save the day? Right there, babe. There's the camera. There we go. Is Chase going to save the day?
No.
I mean, no job too big, no
Pups too small.
pups too small. That's right. Test fan clubbers. So let's see. Gino
The
came
pup
on.
tackle
I just
just
jumped
comes
on,
off.
and what I saw brought back many memories of my own kids on my shoulders too. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, absolutely. She loves these. And folks, you know what else is really fun is before I went live tonight, Vivi and we were all eating dinner. Don't do that. We were all eating dinner, and she kept saying, are we going to go live? Are we going to go live? Are we going to go live? She was so excited to go live, to see all of you and show all of you her toys, her Paw Patrol toys. But I mean, how awesome is that, right? Like, I hate to even think this way, but kind of to what Gino said, as I get older, these days they won't be like this. We won't have show and tell of Paw Patrol, and we probably won't remember this recession. We probably won't care much about it. We won't remember it, but it'll just be a distant memory. But these kind of memories right here, where she's on the live with me, these really matter. So I've been telling everybody to really, really just think long and hard about when to hold them and when to fold them, and just what you're doing with your money. And I've been advising, maybe even for too long, and I can't say the word advising, but I've been warning for too long that people just need to stop with the greed, stop with the FOMO, and just sit on the sidelines. I mean, I don't care, AC or Cindy. I'm just trying to look at the faces. We got Tess on here. I mean, all of you have seen my YouTube videos. And if you haven't, hey, shameless plug, check out my YouTube channel at Chris Novel. Make sure you subscribe and click that little bell up top so you're notified every time we do this. Most of you are coming in from YouTube. YouTube is definitely taking precedence. Yes, Viv? You want to show them Rubble?
Yeah.
So Rubble's going to drill, baby, drill. Show them, Viv. How is Rubble going to help get this economy back on track. What is he going to do? You can't do that. Here's the camera. So show him what Rubble's capable of doing. Drill, baby, drill. Here, let me show it. See, when you hold it, if you hold it back here, that's the camera. So we can kind of do this. So tell him a little bit about what Rubble in this machine do. He's got a drill. So is he going to drill for oil? Or is he going to drill down and try to do some natural gas drilling?
This is the gas drilling.
All right, natural gas drilling. So Rubble is fully equipped to drill, baby, drill. And not only that, he's got this shovel on the front, so he can kind of push everything out of the way. So after he drills, if he's got to clear the way and push stuff out of the way, that's what he's got this shovel on. What else do you want to say about Rubble here? We're going to talk about Zuma next. So Rubble is definitely prepared to benefit from a falling economy, a falling market, because he's going to go out there and seize the opportunity by drilling. Okay, that's what he's going to do. So now let's talk a little bit about Zuma. What are we going to do with Zuma here? So this is Zuma. Zuma is going to basically be able to go, he's going to be able to go over any kind of surface. What Zuma can take this hovercraft over just about anything, can he?
He doesn't have a shovel.
He doesn't have a shovel?
No.
He doesn't need it because he goes over water. Like this thing can go over water very fast. Okay, he's got two big engines. And then when he doesn't need the engines, he can just take the engines off and just store the engines, right, Viv? But Rubble here, or this isn't Rubble, this is Zuma. Zuma has a multi-purpose vehicle. So he can go over sand, he can go over dirt, and he can even go over mud because he just hovers right over it all. So I would say he's very capable of going out there during a recessionary period and finding work because he's multifaceted. He's not a one-trick pony, right? Yeah. What else do you want to say about him?
No.
That's it? We're done with it? All right. So we got two. Oh, this is good. Now this guy might have a little trouble, but I think this is probably going to still work out for him. So who do we got here? Got to hold him up. Who is that?
Rocky.
That's Rocky. And what does Rocky do?
He
He goes around and picks up and recycles things, right?
Yeah.
That's what these
And he
are.
got
These are
different wheels too.
got different wheels,
Yeah.
and he's got garbage. He picks up garbage. He's got garbage cans underneath. They kind of can come off and
And look.
put back on. And what else? Yeah, you can store everything right in. So he's ready. He is fully equipped because he's ready to just go out and recycle. So no matter what, one person's garbage is another person's treasure. And yeah, that's that. All right. So let's see. Great segue. I'm trying to do my best. Two more. We got two more, and then we can dive back into the money side. What's up, Lisa? How are you? All right. Childhood goes so fast. All right. This is a good one. You know what, Viv, when all those wildfires were going on, remember we watched them? You know, this is the guy right here that really helped that. Now, what is that? It's a pup pack, but what does that do? Does that shoot water? That's water?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
He's got his pup pack on.
His pup pack on? Show everybody what this is. Fire truck. Whoops. No, we got it right here, right in the center. So hold that.
You have to. I didn't talk about money.
You didn't talk about money?
No.
Oh, how come?
This spends. I probably spends like $1 or something.
You spent $1. I think this was more than $1.
Maybe it's
Gosh, you can't even get a
$2.
Max box for
Oh,
$1.
wait.
Maybe it was 2, maybe it was 3, maybe it was 4. Who's keeping track when you're your own bank? I mean, who cares? You set the rules,
This
right?
is just flying.
And then when Sky's got to get around and get somewhere fast, she's got her helicopter. I mean, come on. These pups are traveling in style. And she's got her helicopter. She's also got a jet somewhere, doesn't she? You should bring in Sky's jet. Where's her jet? Here, take Sky's helicopter. Look. Do you have any of the other toys? So put those back in the wheelbarrow. Put all these back in the wheelbarrow. Take them back over there. Put them away and get another batch. But make sure you bring Sky's jet. All right. So let's see. What do we got coming in from Instagram over here. Got a bunch of people coming on from Instagram. That's freaking awesome. Instagram's definitely been growing. We've been trying to, stream and go live for Instagram a lot more, but also definitely our pride and our main focus is always YouTube. So thanks everybody for coming in from YouTube. We got a bunch of new videos. We've been shooting a lot of videos. We actually didn't film anything but shorts today because Jordan was sick and Brent Kessler was supposed to fly in the 300th Money School podcast. Like, think about that. That's how long I've been doing my podcast. I've been doing one podcast episode every week, 300 times. That means 300 weeks I've been doing the podcast. Do the math. It's a long time, isn't it? Yeah. And I guess maybe I did a couple where there was 2 a week, but for the longest time, it's been one podcast per week, but one video per day for YouTube. So when I talk to people about like, what do you got to do to be successful? You got to be consistent and persistent. That's it. You got to be consistent and persistent. I hate to say this, and this is really going to be, swayed for. Hey. Okay. I thought that noise, they're sharpening their claws over there. I thought they were using the freaking pool table. Can you imagine if they were sharpening their nails and the pool table fell? You guys might literally see a kitty fly, but they've got a sharpening thing over there for their nails. Oh, wow. You got some big ones coming. Yes. All right. So I'm getting off track here a little bit, but what I was talking about is just what that felt like through 2008 and through the Great Recession, and just how I've been trying to tell everybody through my YouTube videos, my webinars. We do 6 webinars every week. And then trying to warn everybody, this is not the time to play with the markets. This is not the time to take more risk thinking everything's going to be okay. Trump literally said it today that in the short term, we're going to have to go through pain. It was literally in the news today. I don't know if any of you caught it because I couldn't find it when I just looked a second ago. Here, I'll actually take another gander. Let me just see if I can't find that because I know. What do you got? Oh, you got a big, holy cow. That's really big. All right, just a second. I'm looking for something here, but my computer is just spinning because our internet here sucks. That's why. Anyone else have crappy internet? Well, let's see. I just want to find. Oh, did everybody see that the mega caps today? So like the tech industry lost $750 billion in market cap one day. This is the worst day in NASDAQ since 2022. Oracle's, here's the other thing I want to point out. So I'm just looking just at some of the headlines. This kind of makes me sick. Viv, hang on. Makes me kind of sick because once the market starts flipping, all you hear about in the news is negative things. So now Oracle misses on earnings. Now, if the markets were going up and up, how? Do not hit me with your toys. Markets were going up and up and up. You never hear about anything missing. You only hear the ones that beat. But now all you're going to hear about is the misses. Oracle misses on earnings, issues weaker revenue guidance. U.S. could reach deal with Canada to avoid, oil. And this is today. This is their effort to try. Let's see if we can sway the market. U.S. could reach a deal with Canada, which avoids oil and gas tariffs. Folks, we kind of already knew that. The tariffs on energy and oil, it wasn't 25% rightfully taken. We kind of knew that. So they're trying to put in front of our face and bait us so that we keep putting money in the markets. Don't buy the nonsense. Trump finds unexpected. Oh, that's nothing. BlackRock Fink says Trump deportations will have severe impact on agricultural. And I'm trying to find that one where it was, but let's see. And then your buddy Kramer. Here's Kramer coming on saying, don't let Monday's sell-off scare you out of the markets entirely. Yep. You should look at Kramer's track history. It's, not so good. Not so good. I already read that. That's not what I'm looking for. I was looking for the article. He's telling you what's going to come. Warren Buffett and what he's been doing was selling off stocks and hoarding cash. He's telling you what's going to happen. So it's just really comes down to what is it? Yeah, stalling feed. Yeah, my internet sucks. What is it that you're going to do? How long are you going to wait to kind of get ready? And then the other thing too, pretty soon, one of the things that's going to happen here is as the markets shed, I've already kind of been telling you this is coming, and it's going to, I don't know, we might pop back up. We might see this little bit of game going back and forth, testing support and resistance. But eventually we're at such a narrow, right now, the whole market has been narrowing out, and I'm trying to just not get technical with terms, trying to just keep this super simple. So if you think about it, the channel has narrowed. So right now it only has a couple really small moves before it breaks up or breaks down. And, you know, with all the stuff going on, it just doesn't have a lot of good news or a lot of good economic data, including the new jobs reports, not jobs reports, but there were some job numbers that came out. You know, you're not seeing anything that's going to drive the market higher, but you're seeing all sorts of stuff that's going to drive the market lower. And the markets are kind of like a domino. You know, once one goes down, they start just going faster and faster and faster. And that's the scary part. I'm not trying to perpetuate this. I'm not trying to be a fear monger. I'm just trying to feel this because it's been a long time since we've seen a correction. It's been a long time since we've seen a recession. I mean, you really can't call COVID recession because they printed like $5 trillion like that. And then all of a sudden drop rates to zero and boom. Plus a lot. So we're saving money, paying internet. I apologize, folks. So the internet's just being spotty. And you know what? We live in an area where we just don't have super duper stable internet. So we have that happening from time to time. But, you know, I can see the numbers dropping a little bit. And that's probably just because the feed's coming through a bit rough. Let's see. Does anyone over here on Instagram saying anything? No, I just think it's all the same thing. Hey, Viv. I think Vivi got mad because I didn't let her steal the show with the Paw Patrol, but she'll be back down. She maybe had to go to the bathroom. She's got this guy on cue here, this big monster. So we'll see what she's got to say about that. So does anyone have any questions for me? I mean, you all know I can just keep talking about it, but like put it in the chat if you have questions. Is anyone nervous? Anyone still in the market? And anyone kind of getting a little bit, you know, antsy about what they should do? We're gonna do a bunch of videos in the coming months where we're gonna talk mostly about, you know, when is the right time to re-enter the market. And there is no right or wrong time because you just can't time the market. So here's some really good advice, and most of you should already know this. There is never a bad time to invest. It's called dollar cost averaging. Everybody should be dollar cost averaging. Everybody should be continuously and consistently and persistently, there's that consistent and persistent, putting money into investments that they know, like, and understand. Whatever that is. Even when the market's falling apart, that's the greatest time to be investing. When the whole market's going down, that is when you want to be investing because that's when everything's going on sale. But everybody loves putting money in the markets when the markets are going up, up, and up because it feels good. It's like this feel-good thing. But what feels good doesn't mean it's good for you. Think about the food you eat. All the stuff that tastes the best, is it the best for you? Probably not. You know, that chocolate ice cream, boy, does that sound real good right now. That probably tastes amazing. I don't say probably. I know it tastes amazing. But is it good for you? Probably not. Brussels sprouts? How about those? Are those good for you? Super good for you. Do you just love those to the point where you're like, man, I just want to get me some Brussels sprouts? Nope, definitely not. Okay. But I've kind of trained myself to like the foods that are good for me. But from time to time, I also like foods that are not good for me. What you got in there? You got chocolate milk?
Water.
Water. See, she loves water. And that's such a good thing, right? Like a lot of kids love fruit juices and high sugar thing. You know what Vivi likes? Water. But not only water, she likes chocolate milk. Now, you could argue that one, but you know what? I'm not going to tell you how we do it. It's kind of like building policies, you know, like 80-20. Can you guess which one's 80? You know, the milk, and what's 20? The chocolate milk. Sometimes we redline that up to 90-10, but not all that often. So let's see. We got a couple people who came in here. Tess said, did she steal the show? Yeah, she always steals the show. She's drinking her water now. No worries, Chris. It happens. Internet issues. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't know how to say your name. I don't want to butcher it, but Kamau. How would you say that, Viv? You do speech classes. Kamau? Kim.
K-A.
Yeah. But they said, I've been through this before. See this as a fire sale for the whole market. Okay. Are you saying that you see it as a buying opportunity already? Because I know there's a lot of people out there saying, "Oh, buy." It's a buying opportunity. It's really, I think it's a bit too early to be calling that. But I agree, it's going to be a fire sale for sure. So when they're saying it's a fire sale, pretty much I think what they're insinuating is that people are just going to start selling, and you're going to see that pretty soon. When we hit about 20%, from what I remember, what I studied, when the markets go down about 20%, and just so you all know, NASDAQ today alone was down almost 5%. Think about that. One day, a 5% fallout in just the NASDAQ. And if you look at NVIDIA and you look at Tesla, I mean, those ones, you're flashing the, let's give it to Vivi for a second. We come back to Fern and Gino's questions here. And Gino had some. So what do we got here? This is another one of Sky's flying apparatuses. So what does this thing do, Viv? Show them what it does.
It pushes.
You got to make sure they can see it though. Here, hold on. Do that again. Let's make sure they can see what Sky can do here. So kind of like a monster truck, big tires. But then when Sky wants to fly, she's got herself a hovercraft or something. I don't know, one of those drone-looking things. Yeah, that's a cool toy. You like that one, don't you? She was really, really excited when she got this one. Uh-oh, where's the big one? All right, so she's going to go for the Gusto and pull out the heavy artillery. Oh, this is the one she smacked me in the back with. So check this monster out. That thing, this thing's actually pretty awesome. So we can kind of, here, connect that to something. You're going to connect it to my phone. All right, let's see if it'll hold my phone. All right. So see, it's got my phone right now. Closed. Man, that ain't no EV right there. That's a big old V8. Isn't it funny how all the toys that you see, they're always definitely engine sounds? That ain't an EV. It's not like, it's a V8, right, Viv? And then you got this rocket launcher. Should we shoot it at him?
That spends.
Whoa, that thing came out with some serious power. Good shot, Viv. All right, so let's put these back here. All right, one more. Oh, you missed them. Be cool if you could aim right there and hit that. So this is her monster truck, and of course, Chase is the driver. Engine sounded mighty powerful, Viv. What you doing? You gonna hook that on my hat? Really? All right. All right, let's find those. Where's those rockets you just grab the rockets. All right, there's one. Where's the other one? All right, put it in there. Put it in there. All right. Let me get to some of these questions, Viv. All right, what do we got here? Fern said, I just dumped all my Tesla stock. I should have done it weeks ago when you mentioned it. That's all right. You still got out with gains, right? This is my first time dealing with stocks as I inherited them from my mom. Sorry to hear that. Never owned stocks before. Well, the thing you got to know about stocks is you can make a lot of money in stocks, which, but you got to know how to keep the money. Stocks will go up. You can make a ton of money, but you got to know how to keep it. The difference between someone who's rich and someone who's wealthy is the wealthy have learned how not to give the money back. And just like, think Warren Buffett. Like Warren Buffett, like when he invests, like right now, he's buying low, but he's also selling high. He's selling into the highest part of the market. I can't believe this time more people didn't follow him out of the market. Normally he can drive the market, like, because he's such a name. But as generational shifts happen, and now, it's a younger investor that's driving the market, they don't all really know who Warren Buffett is, or they just don't look at Warren Buffett the same as my generation or maybe your generation. Yeah, Viv. Oh my God. Don't choke me. What? What, Viv? What?
I don't know.
You don't even know. Okay, you just choked me for nothing just to choke me. That what it was? You just choked me to choke me? All right. So, but Fern, yeah, you're learning. I'm glad to hear that you got out because, like, even if I were to pull up Tesla, so let me just pull that up over here. Oh, I should have just pulled up.
There's a big one.
You got a big one? Oh, wow, that's a huge one. Where'd you get that? I never saw that. That's a huge one. All right, so Tesla right now after hours. So here's a good thing, Fern. After hours, Tesla's down another $7. It's down another 3.21 after hours. So today it closed at 222. If I were to look at a chart, and let me just show this to you. All right, so I'm going to go here to a year out. I'm just going to share this real quick. Viv, you got to give me a second. I'm trying to help somebody out here. I know you already sold it, but I want to try to make you feel good about that. I mean, you didn't get out at the high point, okay? Because like for the year, actually, you could go back one full year. You can see what's happened to Tesla. He came, you know, the Trump administration won, and look at it, it's been a free fall straight down. So I don't know where you got out. I don't know what you bought in at, but like this right here, where it's at right now, that's why it just keeps falling because it's literally gone straight through the floor. The support didn't hold, and it's just running rampant. I mean, look at that. $40 fall, 15%. I don't know if that's during the time frame, which I believe it is. No, that might just be today. 15% free fall today. Ouch. I haven't looked at Tesla. I haven't looked at that one at all. But just be thankful. Yep. So Vivi wants to show her really big backhoe. This thing, look at that. Barely fits in the screen. It's got a big bucket here. It's got a shovel here on the front, right? Big shovel. Look at this thing. Adjust. You can even, it kind of can adjust both ways. You can turn it. What else do we want to say about this, Viv? Where's the button you push to make it do things?
Right here. Right here.
Oh, you just push down on level?
You push down on the seat.
Oh, on the seat.
Wow.
Wow. Anything else you want to say about this one?
Yeah.
What do you want to say about it?
That spends $80.
This one was $80 too. Seems like all of your toys are $80.
No, this one is $80 and this one is $1.
That one's $1. That one's $80. Your aircraft carrier that you saved up for was $80. Is that why we keep saying $80?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
So,
Anyone have any questions about the big backhoe?
So that one spends a lot of money because it's a lot. It's so
This one looks
the
like
Bella Kids made out of plastic.
Oh, did you get this from Bella Kids?
Yeah.
Oh.
And this one is and it's made out of plastic stuff, and it has the really mighty rubber touch in this bulldozer, and then he has a scoop, and he has a scoop in the middle, and then he has a badger right here, and then he has
Another
another
badge right
badge, and then you push down on this one to make the noise.
Now,
And
this is not an electric vehicle, right? This runs on diesel.
no, this is electric.
This is an EV. It sure the heck doesn't sound like an EV.
Yeah.
So Bella Kids, just so everybody knows, is Vivi's aunt runs a consignment. It's a really big one. It's like a consignment thing that she does where parents will bring all their old, clothing. And it's just anything you can think about for kids. And she basically sells it over like a 3-day sale, and you can buy things really inexpensive. But Vivi gets, the beauty is, or not beauty. Vivi gets to go there before anything happens.
Really
she just goes and picks out whatever Paw Patrol she wants, and they set them aside. Look at this one here. All right, and then I got to talk a little bit. No, she's not shy at all. Oh, there we go. Who is this, Viv? And look at these. Got like a little mouse tail. This is Tracker. What else does Tracker do? Can you push these tires up in? Like, how do these work?
Yeah.
Okay, show me.
You push down.
Do I have to push a button?
Of course so. Look, it's already up.
Okay, here, you can take that and go put them down.
So this one spends $1 because it's one, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, there we go.
$5. It spends.
$5.
Was they doing great on the big one?
Yep. So $5. So is this one from Bella Kids as well?
No, that one is for the. I bought that one at the store.
You bought this one at the store?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, how much was this one? Like $10, $20? I don't know how
20
much
bucks.
these things are. 20 bucks. All right. Well, here I got one more question I got to go to. So we got Fern. And then, oh, no, my turn. My turn. Gino has a question. He's been patiently waiting. All right. Can I talk? Can I read? I'm wondering about selling or keeping a few buildings. Some are saying sell, but then others say renters will need a home much more. I'm thinking that way. What about you guys? So, Gina, a lot of things go into that question. And if anyone else wants to comment on this, I mean, there's a lot of things I need to know, like what kind of buildings, what kind of, are they commercial, how many unit, what is the use for those buildings? Oh, gosh. So first off, Gino, the couple things, there's, if you were looking for any liquidity out of those properties or you needed to refinance those, that's going to get harder and harder. So doesn't sound like that's the issue. If you own the buildings free and clear, just hold them, ride them out. Unless you're looking to kind of exit, you're just done doing it, you could just ride it out. If you've got debt on it, just make sure you run projections, a pro forma to see what does it look like and what kind of, here's the thing I would say for anyone that owns property right now, hang on, Viv, please. Anyone that owns property literally needs to go back and look at their numbers, and you need to run it with a higher vacancy rating. If it's a multi, you need to run a much higher vacancy. And I'm not saying you're going to be vacant. Here's the funny thing. You might not be vacant, but you're not going to have rent coming in because a lot of the people aren't going to be able to, businesses or individuals are not going to be able to afford rent, at least in the short run. So you need to be able to, oh, very good. Oh, there it is. Go put it in the truck. You're just going to need to be able to cash flow the building during these hard economic times. So because it will be probably, I don't know how short term it will be. I mean, Trump's got a lot of stuff going on. This administration is doing a lot of things, but I would still say buckle up because it's probably going to be a bumpy, rough ride, and it could take a little bit of time. Yes, get that out of your mouth. Get that out of your mouth. You don't put things like that in your mouth. Go put that back in the truck. You don't eat that. You just had dinner. Kids eating her toys, I guess probably not a very good thing because they can choke on that stuff. It's not like a lifesaver where it's got a hole in the middle of it. All right, so yeah, Gino, I could see that both ways, but I think looking at it from the sense that renters are still going to need a home. I think they're going to need a home, but they're going to need a home at a lower rental. Can you still be profitable if your rents were 20% lower than where they're at now? And I'm not saying that's where it's going to go, but that's a good number to test. That's a good pro forma to run. Like at 20% less than it is now, is your building sustainable? And then make a decision. But even if you were to sell the building now, like I know a lot of people who are trying to sell their real estate, trying to sell their building, especially in Florida, having a really hard time. Properties have slowed down tremendously. Interest rates are still really high. I was talking to my best friend who's down in Rochester, and he's been buying up apartments, and he says, I'm having a really hard time getting the bank to close on deals. He said, does it always take this long here in New York? I'm like, yeah, it does. But how long is it taking? He told me, I'm like, nope, doesn't take that long. It's because the banks are literally seizing. They're not seizing up, not yet, but they're definitely slow because they just don't want to put money out there into these uncertainties. The funny thing is banks aren't what banks used to be. I always tell people just be your own bank. Like it's a much better way to go. Banks just are not what banks used to be. Like they don't have to lend money. They can just give the Fed their money, their overnight funds. They can just, any excess money they have, they can just give it to the Fed, and the Fed will pay them a fairly good rate on that money. So it's not a matter of life and death for a bank to lend money. Now, obviously, that's a profitable line item for them, so they do want to lend, but they don't have to. And you're seeing that right now. They're not in a big rush to lend money. Now, private lenders are still lending money, that's for sure, because money never just disappears. Bank money does because the Fed sucks it out of the system. There's a really good video I just saw that was done by a macroeconomics or a gentleman who does a lot with macroeconomics. Yeah. who does a lot with macroeconomics. And one of the unique things he was talking about is how the Fed's balance sheet, they've been shrinking it. And that's, I told you, they were selling off their bonds. They were maturing their bonds. And in doing that, that was called,
Daddy,
yes, Viv.
a cat. Maybe it's one of Mimi's cat. Afraid to go to the doctor, and then she bited her hand, and then
My mom got bit again.
and then the doctor cut it the line out, and then it was blood all over it, and then
Wow,
it has
blood
to
in the
wash,
streets.
and then they had to wash it.
Who knew? Who knew? Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully all of you caught that, but yeah. Anyway, I don't know what I was saying, but yeah, the Fed's just unwinding its balance sheet. They're just not maturing the bonds as they come due, which sucks money out of the central banking system, gives less money to lend, less money to banks. So that's been happening. I've been talking about that in my videos for quite some time, but now you're seeing the impact. You notice how you didn't see the impact right away, but now you certainly are. That's just kind of how the economy goes. Like it's going, and you don't see a lot of the warning signs. It's going and going. And then all of a sudden it gets contracted and you're like, then all of a sudden it starts to fall apart. That's where we're at. So that's exactly where we're at right now. I would be cautious with real estate. I mean, if you have an exit, if you can get out of the market, then I would say now is a good time to do it. What do you want to do?
Is the people
What?
is the
They're over
people
here.
happy?
Well, I don't know. Why don't you ask them? Ask them.
But are they happy?
I don't know. Are they happy? Yeah, they're all right here. There's like 28 of them right now. We lost a bunch of people, but it's getting late. Oh, it's just getting late. But ask them, are they happy?
Are you happy?
There we go. We'll see what they say. She knows all the details. Pretty amazing. The features. Let's see. Are you happy? And we're asking that. So Gino said that's the route I'm working to go. BYOB. Absolutely, Gino. So who wants to respond to what Vivi said? Are you happy? It's kind of a question a child would ask, right? Right to the point. Like, are you happy? Vivi, are you happy? And you said the sweetest thing to mom today, to not mom, to grandma today, to Mimi. What did you say to Mimi?
What?
Because her brother's sick and he's probably going to go to heaven. But what did you say to Mimi today that made her feel really good? You made her cry. Can you say it again? Did you say it's okay, Mimi?
I'm still here.
I'm still here. She said it's okay, Mimi. I'm still here. Isn't it funny how kids can sometimes just be so innocent, that literally what they say just changes everything. It's okay, Mimi. I'm still here. My mom is, losing her brother to cancer. I'll be surprised if he makes it through the night. But Vivi says, it's okay, Mimi. I'm still here. So Tess said she's very happy. So look at Tess said she's very happy. Dexter said happy to see you. Gino said I am very happy. HB
Hey,
HB Tink.
I know
Money
Tester.
said yes. What?
I know Tester.
You know Dexter? Yeah, you met Dex. You met Tess too. Do you remember Tess? Did Dexter give you some Paw Patrol? What did he give you?
I don't know.
I don't remember either. Dex always gives me rice and beans and fruit. You look tired, sweetie. I can see the bags under your eyes. It's getting late, and you got school tomorrow. Let's see. Let's see if anybody over on Instagram is happy. Let's see. Yep. So Rob Bacho said always happy. Let's see. Nobody else over here on Instagram said that they were happy though. Somebody said nah, pal.
Did they miss? Some people miss.
Look at Voltage Homes and Lawn said your toys were pretty cool.
My toy?
Yeah.
What?
And somebody said greetings, Chris, and they should have said greetings, Chris and Vivi from Orlando, Florida. We were just in Orlando, Florida. Let's see. Basequake 667 said hello, Chris. Is there a tax-wise way of opening a policy with employee stock purchase shares directly into the policy without selling and paying short? So that is an interesting question, Basequake 667. I'm not sure if you're still here. So there is a unique way where you could pledge assets, like a company's assets, and those assets could then be used, to generate a loan, which would pay the policy premiums. We were working on that for a big attorney who had lots of buildings. He was going to put the buildings up for collateral. Then we have a company that we would have get those buildings rated, get like a S&P rating on those, which then makes it something that can be collateralized and loaned against. And then the loan basically pays the premiums on the policy as it builds the cash value. The cash value expires the loan over time. And then at a certain point in time, you kind of have to have an exit or sell the asset or some way to pay that back. But there are ways to do something very similar to what you're saying. I don't know as if you'd be able to pull it off using employee stock purchase shares, directly to pay the policy, because obviously the policy's got to be paid with premium dollars. But where those premium dollars come from, they could be, you probably heard premium financing, but you could also do asset pledged premium financing. So there's all sorts of cool ways. I mean, best thing to do is just, book a call so we can kind of find a little bit more out about what you're doing. Or, like I keep saying, all of you need to really, really consider joining us in Dallas, Texas. Right, Vivi? Should they all join us in Dallas, Texas? They should, shouldn't they? What do you mean no? Why? Oh, because you're not going to be there? Or we're not going to have all, hundreds of some people come here.
I want one people.
You want one person? Okay. Not one people, one person. Say that, one person.
One person.
There you go. But you guys should join us out in Dallas. It's going to be an epic event, all at the right time. I mean, listen, there are opportunities that are about to start presenting themselves, and big time opportunities in the private lending and private borrowing space. When the banks dry up and none of the institutional lenders want to lend, who swoops in? Superman. But Superman and Superwoman, that's you. Private lenders. Private lending is going to become the saving grace. Private lending is going to become the place where people are going to have to go to get their deals funded, because they're already starting to do this, right, Gino? They're about to start finding properties really inexpensive. Pricing on properties is going to come down. And as those properties come down, as bad things start to happen because people weren't prepared, they'll start losing houses. They'll be desperate. They'll sell their house at steals. I'm already hearing it. I'm hearing it all over the place. And if you go on privatemoneyclub.com, you can see it, because there's lots of deals looking for funding. So the best thing you could do is, if you're in that business, whether you want to lend or you want to borrow, get to the place where the dating happens. The Private Money Club Money Tank event out there in Dallas, Texas, the 8th and 9th, where you can come the 7th, 8th, and 9th. And if you come the 7th, 8th, and 9th, that's a VIP ticket, and there's $600 off. I think there's literally maybe another 5 days left on that, because right at the bottom you see it scrolling, limited time discounts. So you can put early bird 2. Go to privatemoneyclub.com/money tank, and then you just click here. I'll move Vivi's toy here, and I'm just going to put it right over here, because I'm about to let you all in on a little secret. Yep, I can, but I can't rub your back and type. So let me just type this for them. Private Money Club. You found something? What'd you find? Moneytank.com. What? So that's the website you're going to go to, folks. You go to that website, and then you're just going to type in early bib chill 1 or early bird. What? What are we looking at?
The heart.
Where's the heart?
Right here.
Oh, you found oh yeah. She found a heart in the grain of the bamboo. These floors are bamboo, and she saw a heart in it. That's very, very observant of you. With all the layoffs, repeat of the last recession. Yeah, that's the other thing too that we really haven't talked about. I know there's lots of layoffs. Gonna be a lot more. You're hearing mostly about federal layoffs right now and jobs of federal employees, but you're going to see the trickle down effect of that. You'll see that start after you start seeing the federal employees get laid off. You're going to start seeing private industry as the economy slows, as earning reports and earning projections start to come out lower and lower. Businesses will start cutting the fat. It's just the nature of the beast. It's how it happens. You got to get ready for this, folks. You got to get ready. Join us out there in Private Money Club. Join us. I'm trying to do these lives every single night when I can. I'm in town for this week, and then after that, I'm back on the road Monday and Tuesday. I'm actually, where I'm going Monday and Tuesday? Dallas, Texas. I've got 2 meetings. No, Wednesday I'm back home. Yep. But Wednesday, yeah, Viv, what do we do Wednesdays? We do those webinars on Wednesdays, don't we? And also one last shameless plug before we do this. March Money Madness. March Money Madness is going to be this Wednesday. So if you folks have not heard of it, we started this really cool thing called March Money Madness. This is what Vivi was talking about. Here's what it looks like. It's easy. You go to chrisnoggle.com/MMM, and you join us for March Money Madness. And it's a pretty awesome event, no cost at all. We already did week 1. Okay, that's all bagged and recorded. Week 2, we're going to be talking about unlocking hidden wealth and maximizing your money. We're going to talk about self-directed IRAs, HELOCs, and then week 3 and week 4. So that wraps up March. But if you want to do that, you just go right here. So you can go here or just go to chrisnoggle.com/MMM for March Money Madness. This is going over really well. People are really enjoying this. Last week we had, I think, 240 people on that webinar, and we're hoping to have more this week, and hopefully all of you join us for that. What's up, Timothy? How are you? Just checking in. Well, glad you're checking in. We're going to be checking out here in a second. We've been talking about the carnage going on in the markets. Vivi did a really good job of showing all of her toys, right, Viv? Yep. So we got Viv right here. She was going through, showing everybody all of it. Yep. Tim just checked in.
Did he give me the toys?
Tim, did you send Vivi some Paw Patrol toys? I don't think he did. You don't know Tim. So why would Tim send you Paw Patrol?
Does he don't have a boy?
I don't know. I don't really know Tim. He's just checking in. Tess said, I've been sending the link to MMM to all my peeps. Thank you, Tess. Yeah, and that's another thing too, folks. If you've got friends that you think need to get around this campfire, that you think need to learn a couple of these things, then send them over there to chrisnoggle.com/MMM and tell them to join us on Wednesday at 1 p.m. But we do 3 shows Wednesdays. We do WTF in the morning at 9:30. We do the March Money Madness, which is just the month of March. That's going to be at 1 p.m. And then we do Ask Me Anything Happy Hour, which is where the whole group gets together and we all answer questions from March Money Madness and do that. So with that being said, Viv, do you want to call it a night? You want to say bye to everybody?
No, why?
Well, because it's getting late and I got to go to bed. I got to get up at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and I got to go. The last blood test I did, I freaking screwed up and didn't fast. So now I got to go do it again.
Why do you have to?
Because Daddy was sick a lot, and Daddy wants to know why he was getting sick. So they wanted 11 vials of blood. I think tomorrow I'm going to have to do like 4 more because I decided to have a protein shake in the morning before getting a blood test. And well, I guess that does wonders for your sugar and your cholesterol. So we're not going to do that again. And then after that, got to go to the gym. You got more toys? Well, Viv, we're out of time for the toys. All right, one more. Well, we already showed that one yesterday. You're repeating it. Vivi could create carnage or beautiful developments with her toys. Yes, she sure could. So this is her chase truck here. Yep. No job too big, no pup too small, right? Mm-hmm. All right. With that being said, folks, thanks for joining us for another evening of Real Talk. And we'll just keep on doing this until this thing finds a home and figures out what it wants to be when it grows up. These are just going to be real talks, real Paw Patrol demos, and real Paw Patrol, vehicle showdowns. It's getting real in this place. It's getting real. So we'll see you all on the next one. Thanks. Have a good night.